Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, today we're going to get on the Yamaha 250 MX project. We're going to try to get some assembly done, try to get the engine in the frame. Won't be any startup yet. Something that I've always wanted to do on one of these is build a low pipe for it. The GYT kit expansion chamber that I got for the 125 MX was pretty expensive. I don't think I want to go there again for this one. And there again, I like the looks of the low pipe. So I'm going to try to build one. And you know, it's not going to happen in this video, but eventually I'm going to get there. But what I need is some information if anybody's out there that has it and is willing to share it. The only thing that I can come up with is the piston port expansion chamber, and this is for the the 68 to 71, I think, and of course this is a 72 MX engine, and I would try to, or I would like to make one as close to the day, back in the time as I can. This would be great. I'm sure there's some differences in the engine though and the characteristics. I suppose I could go to one of those expansion chamber sites and get my degree wheel out and all that stuff, and I may have to. But if somebody's got that information, I'd sure love to, get a copy of it and try my handiwork at building one. But today, none of that foolishness. We're going to get this bike built up the best that we can with what we've got. The rear wheel, oh, I had too many bent rims laying around, and I don't have them anymore. That thing liked to kick my butt. So nothing I'd rather do than to sit there and lace and unlace wheels all day. But when you just can't get them to true up because they're bent, you just have to do it until you figure out. And I kind of went from the best chrome that I had to the worst. I've still got some out there that are worse. But this one's not too bad, and it did true up. So we're going with it. And anyhow, let's get on down there and get started on this project, see how much we can get assembled on the Yamaha 250 MX project. Okay guys, I finally got a good used rim. Got the tire on it. Rim locks are in, everything's good to go. Just getting the sprocket on now. I think I've got the wrong socket here. Yeah, that's better. All right. just kind of where our repairs were done. I'm not going to put any over here on the spot welds. Those usually look good just painted over. Alright guys, I think we're going to go ahead and start assembling some of the frame. Try to at least get it a roller. We may get enough along to go ahead and set the engine in, just set it in there. We'll see where we end up. But first thing I'm going to do is get the coil on. Gosh, it's really a nice day today. It's supposed to be almost 80. This is the, 19th of October. And sometime next week, I think Tuesday, we're supposed to get snow. Let's see, I think this is going to go this way. And yes, this is a CDI coil, so we'll be set up for our CDI. Putting external tooth lock washers on the inside to break into the paint to give me that necessary ground that I need. On both of them. And I'm hoping this is going to be, that ought to be long enough. I think it was for a YZ125, but if it's not, I'll find another one. Alright. Okay, and staying with getting our electronics on, I'm going to go ahead and mount the CDI box. You remember I welded this one on so I could mount it in between. I'm using a Q-Tech Electronics fire plug. It just, I mean, I've got some old ones that will work, but they're old. So we're going to put a new one on. This is how I mounted the 125 MX CDI box, which is essentially the same one as we use on this bike. Okay, there we go. Okay, assemble up the swing arm here. As of right now, I'm not going to do anything as far as extensions. I'm just going to see what it's like, or I'm going to think about it a little bit more. I'm just going to put a set of just regular, you know, the OEM shocks on to make it a roller. And I'm going to continue to think about what I want to do. I think I'm probably going to make the bronze swing arm bushings, but for now I'm going to stick these in just so I can get this thing rolling. And of course I just stuck that in there without the spacer, so just coating this with grease, keep it from rusting. Alright, get that one in, this one in. Alright, got everything in there now. And we'll go ahead and put a little grease on our I actually believe those are supposed to have an O-ring in there. Let me see if I can find them. Well, my parts list says no. They just go on there. I've seen them on some of them. I can't remember. Might have been the smaller one. But we're not going to do it right now anyhow. And I'll put a little grease on the bolt. And these are greasable. And let me see if I can get this in there without making a mess out of everything. What it does call for is a shim to use as required. It's a 19 middle 30 OD by 0.3 millimeter. But that's as required, so we'll see what this feels like when we get it in there. Okay, got her in. Okay, we are a little loose. I'm checking this now. Looks like about 15 thousandths. So let me see what I can find in the way of shims. Okay, it turns out the shims that I got for the crankshaft on the AT1 CT1 are pretty close. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try 2 shims and see what it does for me. Okay, I've got that set back up. We're good. We're good. That takes all the play out. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, I had about 15 thousandths clearance, and I ended up with about 16 thousandths in shims. So that made her good and tight for now anyhow. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and get these shocks set up on here. Like I said, I'm going to be picking up some different shocks, and I don't know that we're going to extend this swing arm. At this point, I don't think so. Yeah, guess I'm gonna have to get something to center that up. May have to raise this up and down, I don't know. Don't know how close I'm gonna be. Got to get some grease on the seal in here. Doesn't need much, but it needs a little bit. Okay, that's where I remembered seeing the O-rings, and it calls for a 2.4 by 31. So that's what we've got, and that will go right there, and then our spacer. And we'll grease up our axle, just so we can slide away here. Yeah, it keeps them from rusting. That's the main thing. I think I'm gonna have to lower it just a little bit. Should be pretty close. There. Just a little grease on here. Before we get the brake stay in there and not be able to get it in.
Oops. There. I think I'm going to have to come in from the other side. Okay, almost there. All right, that's almost how it's supposed to sit. Got this just kind of with some punches set up. I've got the bottom bolt in there and the bottom bolt in here. And I just noticed that I have a bushing that I don't have, so I'll have to make that one for here. I think that's the only one. So let me see if I can get some more bolts in here. Not cooperating. There. Oops. Maybe I'll put it there. Get it up here first. There. All right. Okay, I think that's just about gets her done today. That thing probably needs to be bent a little bit. I guess it's all right. We'll see how it sets when we get it on the ground. So not too bad. Got a lot of it done. That wires just happens to be long enough. I got plenty of wire. This is after I rewired the mag on it, and we got plenty of wire to get to the box, and that's mounted. And swing arm on, bash plate, rear wheel. Have to wait to put the lever on until I get the foot feet or the foot pegs on. I've got to rework them a little bit, and kind of want to make the mud guard type, you know, the rough ones. I've got one factory one, I think, but I don't have another one, so I'm either going to have to find something or make them. My original plan was just to make them. So it's looking kind of like a bike again. I like it when that happens. Well, I guess we ought to at least put the tank on. It'll have to come off again, but at least we've got a kind of an idea how things look. Okay, it's shaping up anyhow. This is a pretty nice tank. Of course it's going to need cleaned up, but I think there's only one dent that I'm aware of. It's in the other side, and it's not terrible, and the inside's clean. So yeah, I see a little one right there on top and right here. But other than that, that's a pretty nice tank. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and put some metal rescue in it, but I don't think, there may just be a little bit in the bottom. It was really a clean tank. I've got a silver one for a 360. It's got a little bit more dents in it. It's actually a better looking tank, but it does have a couple more dents. So I've got the rear fender that I'm working on for put a little body putty in it. That's pretty rough rear wheel, but I just couldn't see putting a new one on here if I could help it. For you know, it's going to get beat up anyway, but it'll look good for a little while. I just put a little compound on it, buffed it out. I just wanted to see how it was going to look. That's better, but it can be better, you know, with a buffer. It can come out a lot better than that, but it will have to be repaired a little on the other side. Put some number plates in it on the front. Still got to find a front fender. and I've got some controls. I've got to come up with levers. I put the ones I had on the Honda, so I've got to get some more for this, and not a lot, just a few items yet. And I've got the seat pad and cover already. I just need to get that on. And of course, this is the 125 hub on the front, and we blocked off the speedometer. And I've got everything, I think. I'm not sure if I've got the screw for here for the adjuster. I'll have to locate one. Okay guys, there you have it. The 250 MX is getting closer. That wheel really kicked my butt. It wasn't any fault of mine really. I just had a bunch of junk wheels back there that I didn't, I should have just tossed them a long time ago. They're gone now. So I won't be doing that again, but I do have one brand new 18 back there. Actually, I've got several, but they're got the smaller holes for the 125, 175. So we've got rims when we need them again, but we've made pretty good progress with this today. We've got the engine setting in there. May have to come out again, who knows, but at least it's sitting in there. I know it goes in from the Kickstarter side. So I'm happy with what I see there, and I think I've got a few parts yet I've still got to order, but this is not a priority. It's just as I get some parts, I put them on there. So hey, thanks for going along on the ride, and we'll see you next video.